Let's talk about drills, specifically cordless drills. So I know there are many cordless drills on the market today, and you might possibly get confused about which one to buy. I did some product research before I bought this one. I don't remember the exact video in which I watched, but they put this one up against a bunch of other good quality, contractors' everyday use on the job quality cordless drills. And this one, it didn't win the competition. The one that won the competition was the Panasonic because it was rated for all the crazy tests they put it through. But this drill, I know for a fact, can drop off of a roof. It can go into a bucket of water and still run, and then into a bucket of drywall dust, and then in sawdust, and it'll still run. And it can repeat that test a bunch of times. So this drill, even though it didn't win the competition, for me as a home DIY user, is a perfect drill to go with. And it's Porter Cable. Their stuff is pretty quality, and it is not it's not completely expensive, not beyond the realm of capability. I picked up this cordless drill on a Black Friday sale. It was almost 50% off. I get a discount because I'm military. It was totally worth it. So originally it probably cost around $250. I picked it up for like $180. And what I got with that was the drill itself, 2 batteries, okay, and the charger. That all came together for the same price. So if you're going to buy portable tools, battery operated tools, that's the way to go. Buy the drill first, get the batteries, and then buy the accessories. Okay, you can buy the full sets. They usually run around $250 to $500 for more expensive ones. I would recommend to buy the drill first because that's the main tool you're going to be using. That's cordless. What I've used this for and cordless capabilities for purposes around my property. My fence out back that holds in my pigs. It fell apart, so I needed some screw work done, and I just didn't have extension cords to reach all the way, or I didn't want to bother with going through all that trouble. I needed a cordless drill so I could go out there and screw some planks back onto some fence boards. So we're talking about cordless tools, not to be underrated. The corded drills, you need one. If you don't have one of these or one of these, this is your first option. You want to buy this one first, okay, folks? Not necessarily a rigid. These are, I found out, fantastic tools. I've had this one for probably 3 years now, and it has not failed me yet. I did use it for some sideways grinding applications, and you can hear that. That's the bearing shaking back and forth. Don't use your drill for that type of thing. Get a grinder. Get an angle die grinder, a full-size angle grinder, something. Don't use your drill for that. It's not designed for that purpose. The bearings inside are not designed for sideways forces. It's a drill. It's designed for, drilling holes in things. You need a corded drill because these are usually always going to have more power than these. No matter what these are rated for, it's got a battery on it. It's not going to last forever. Even with the newer lithium-ion technology, this is powered, from the grid in your house. I'm not a big fan of the grid, but it's infinite. You can consider it infinite power for this drill. All day long, you can drill, no problems. To upgrade from there, sometimes this isn't going to be able to do the applications that this can do. Far away, wherever you want, with 2 lithium-ion batteries. So this is the Porter Cable 20-volt max. It says that in the little square right there. I'm not going to be able to get that focus. Lithium, that stands for lithium-ion batteries. Battery technology is fantastic these days. We have updated it. We have these new lithium-ion batteries. And they last much longer. They have some specific charging requirements, but usually if you buy the right charger for the right battery, it's going to take care of your needs. just like the old ones, the old NiCads. This will take care of your needs, this charger. So let's talk about the features that I liked about this here. It's powerful. It's really powerful. I do some handyman work for my buddy Rick up the street. Rick is a diesel mechanic at Camden Diesel. If you're ever down in this area and you have a big fat diesel truck like I do, Rick is a diesel wizard, and he can take care of all your needs. So make sure you go see him. So I had to do some work. I needed to drill through the firewall to make a hole so I could run a cable through there, and I used this very drill. Okay, lots of metal came down, and all kinds of things. I used this. It's a 5/8, I think. It's more than a 5/8. It's greater than 1 inch. It's a big hole saw for a drill to be able to push. Okay, you're gonna want some substantial power to push this, and this drill did it. All right, with no problems. It cut like butter right through the steel firewall of a big fat diesel truck. This did it. You can see on here, this is my normal purpose for it. I use it as a screw gun. I just put these in here and tighten it down. It's a keyless chuck, which is fantastic. These days, I wouldn't buy a drill without a keyless chuck. That's why I went with this drill that has a keyless chuck. Sometimes you lose your chuck keys and you need to get new ones. You can do that. They have universal chuck keys you can get. They're like $10. If you don't have to spend it, and you know this is tight enough with your hand gripping it on there with all your manly man might, that's good. Okay. Other good things about this drill: it has a battery charge monitor. If you press and hold this button, it'll tell you exactly where your battery's at. So that's on 1 out of 3. I probably don't want to take this on a big trip across country and use it without my charger and my spare battery. All right. Another thing about the batteries, if you're going to go and buy cordless tools, you're going to be committed. You're committed to that brand. That's why I didn't want to go with a cheaper model, because maybe the other tools in their line weren't as good. Maybe they weren't going to do the jobs that I wanted to. Porter Cable across the line is a trusted American brand. American standard brand that people are always going to buy. That's why I went with this one. It's not the most expensive, it's not a DeWalt or a Panasonic, but they have all of the tools that you're going to need that are all cordless and all accept this battery. So if you buy the drill, know that you are contracting yourself to this whole line of their cordless tools before you do that. If you really love DeWalt and that's the only name you want in your garage or shop, buy a DeWalt drill. And buy all of the DeWalt drills, cordless tools that go with it, because you're stuck with it. You bought these batteries, and I'll tell you why you're stuck with it. One of these batteries, just one of these, costs around $70 just for this. So these two batteries is $140. That's without the charger. That's without the drill. Okay, so when I say you should buy the drill first with the two batteries and the charger as a set, I'm serious. You should do that first, because that is the bargain. And then what more do you need than your main battery and a backup battery that's been sitting on your charger? So there's that. Let's talk about this specific drill, because I don't just do Harbor Freight reviews. I'm all about all kinds of tools. What is good about this product? Well, I saw it get the crap beat out of it in a video when I was doing my research. Okay, it's lithium ion, 20 volt max. It's got a crap load of power. It's got this cool little battery checker that I told you guys. This is not the hammer drill model. They have one. It's more expensive. This one was cheaper and on sale, and I just needed a cordless drill. So it has torque settings on the top here. You can go... they're arbitrary numbers. There's no units on them, but you can go from, 1 to, what is this one? 22. You can go from 1 to 22 and then drill. Apparently drill is the highest torque. It's not going to give up and it's going to push through. And then this is like a transmission switch here. So this low gear and in high gear, or vice versa. I don't know. When you're using it, you can figure it out. To change directions on the drill, you just press this button back and forth. I did find, I didn't like, this is reverse for most drills that I've ever used. It's backwards. Does that really bother me? No. I just learned this tool and know that when I'm using this, it's backwards. Other cool features. These up here, these two guys, these are magnetic. So if I have a bunch of tools, a bunch of bits like this that I'm going to be switching out, maybe a drill bit, maybe a flathead, if I'm not using it and I don't want to lose it, I can stick it in there. It just sticks on there until I need it. Okay, and say I'm done with this one. I pull it out. I pull the one off of here that I do need. I stick it in, and I put the one that I don't need on there, and then it's right where I need it. It's vented, so that's good. I've seen it work after it's been submerged for 5 seconds in a bucket of water. It just shits water out of these ports, and it keeps going for a long time. What I believe in that video that I saw that failed was it probably had an internal short. And that was after it was submerged in water for 5 seconds a bunch of times. It had an internal short that messed with the battery, and this shows an error code. I don't remember what the error code was, but it'll tell you when you mess it up. Don't leave this drill out in the rain. Don't submerge it in water. Don't throw it in your swimming pool. It's not good for it. It's a electrical tool. It's not safe. You shouldn't be doing that. But if you do, they dried it out at the end of the video and it still worked. It had the error code, but it still worked. Okay. And they were doing a very, very aggressive test. At the end of their test, when they beat the crap out of it, they had a big paddle bit and they had to drive it into a 6x6 pressure treated piece of wood, and it did it. It did it for a long time. Again, it wasn't the first place finisher in the competition that keep working all the time, but at the end of the test, it did still work. Okay, and they ran it through that test a bunch of times. So this is a good quality drill. What don't I like about it? Well, look at it. It looks like a robotic piece of machinery. Okay, and it kind of is. It's got a battery, a regulator, a tester thingy, motor, and it turns a thing. It's essentially a robot. It's a machine. It's pretty smart because it can tell you what power it's at. But why make it look like a robot? What is with all of these extra ridges and stuff? Why do you need to waste your time? I'm sure an artist worked very hard sketching this out to make it look like a beefy tool. And it is a beefy tool, but why do you need to make it look like that? Okay, there's no ergonomic function to this little grippy dealy back here. And if there is, let me know and I'll fix myself. Okay. It looks like something out of Star Wars. I appreciate that. I'm a fan of Star Wars. But do I really need that for a tool? No, I don't. I don't need my tools to look like they belong on Star Wars. Okay? So just give me a tool that is quality, that works good, and functions properly, and does everything that it says it should, and stands up to a beating, and I'll buy your tool. Okay? Other features I like about it, when you press on this, you can see a little circle in there. It's an LED. So lightly press, the LED turns on, and it shows you your work area, whatever you're working on. Okay, you can see there it's a little shadowed by the chuck, which is fine, but it sufficiently lights up any dark areas that you're going to be drilling into temporarily until you get them drilled. So that's good. All right, with this charger, it does tell you it's not plugged in right now. This battery has been on the charger for a long time, so this light was green. Okay, it tells you exactly what's going on here. If you have an over temperature situation, it's gonna, flash for a long, flash short, flash long, flash short, flash long. And if the battery is damaged, it's gonna be all flashing red, short, flashing reds. Okay, which means your battery's dead and you're going to have to go spend $70 to get a new one. But that's nice that it tells you right on here what the situation is of your battery, because that's important. Don't neglect your batteries, because again, that is the most expensive part. These two batteries cost way more than just this drill. This drill is just a motor, a switch, directional thing with a transmission selector here and a torque selector. Okay, that's not very hard to do. Amish people have been making this stuff out of wood for a long time. What's hard to do is get good quality batteries. The chemicals to work with and manufacture are ridiculous. The battery is where you're spending your money, not necessarily the tool. You want to make sure that your tool is good and quality and it's going to do everything you want to do. But for cordless tools, you want to make sure that your batteries are not complete shit. Okay? And these batteries are not. They're definitely not by any standard. I approve this tool. I would buy it. But definitely first, and let's not forget, buy a good quality corded drill. You need this in your arsenal, okay? Because this is what's going to get you out of a jam. When I was building the Harbor Freight steel air hose reel to drill into the steel, I didn't want to tax this battery. I didn't want to tax this drill. This is my last resort drill slash, low torque application screwdriver. Okay, I'm not going to be drilling all day, every day on heavy metal equipment with this because I don't want to ruin it. I'm not going to tax my tools. I'm not going to push them out and max them out beyond their capabilities. Okay, I want this to last for a good long time. Even though it's durable enough to do all of that, I'm not going to push it because I don't have any reason to do it and because I have this tool. Okay, if I push this beyond its capabilities and burn it out, I have to buy a new one because I bought it in the first place for a reason. And if I have to buy a new one, these are very expensive, mainly because of these batteries, okay? But you can't just buy the drill without the batteries. Very expensive. These are not expensive at all, and they have way more torque. They last for a long time. It's a tried and true design. Buy one of these first, okay? Unless you live in like an apartment and you're never going to do any drilling ever, even still, this is probably a better idea than one of these. Okay, this will get you through the job and get you through other small projects if you buy the other tools. But this, if you are a true DIY craftsman, you need one of these. Okay, not necessarily a rigid, even though this tool is fantastic and I love it. It has done everything I've asked of it to do. It replaced the DeWalt because it got stolen, which is a sad story. It's a very sad story. It's a very nice DeWalt drill. I will probably buy a DeWalt drill when this fails. But this one was within my price range at the time after that one got stolen, so that's why I bought this one. So this concludes my drill review on, I guess, corded drills and cordless drills. What you need to know and what you should be aware of while you're buying them. That is all. Have an outstanding day. I'm out.